Hit you with another one of them old phenomenal shits.
Hello YouTube, this is Chris from Undrlvld. Appreciate you guys swinging by and for the continued support. Don't forget we have about 29 more subscribers until our first giveaway, which will be of this awesome Naruto figure that we have. And I look forward to sending that to one of you guys soon. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell if you want to continue watching the shenaniganery that goes on here. So today is a little special. I'm going to be doing my first book coverage on Valda's Spire of Secrets. Today I'm going to be going over one of the playable races that you can find in the book. After that, I'm going to be going over one of the new classes that's in the book, as well as a subclass for that class. After that, I'm going to be doing a top 5 video on subclasses that you can find in this book that are subclasses from classes of the Players Handbook. After that, I'm going to be doing a top 10 character customization options, flipping between their feats, their starter feats, and auxiliary levels, which will also be going over what the heck auxiliary levels and starter feats are. After that, I'm going to be going through some of their magic items, and then do a top 5 of my favorite spells that you can find in the book. And then I'll close it off by going over a sport that they have in the book called Siege Ball, which from what I've read seems like it'd be a lot of fun to play. And since we have Strixhaven, a Curriculum of Chaos coming out, which has its own sport as well, if you don't like that, or you want to supplement your Magic College even more, you have Siege Ball that you can add. You have multiple sports, or just replace it and use Siege Ball instead. So, Valda's Spire of Secrets, what exactly is it? It was created by Mage Hand Press, and it came out October 6th of this year. I know I'm a little late to the punch, but better late than never, right? This is essentially a Player's Handbook 2.0 kind of thing that we got going on. It's got new races, new classes, it's got everything from spells and to new features. Not to mention, like I said, Siege Ball, it's got its own sport. So again, this won't exactly be a page-by-page, paragraph-by-paragraph review of the book. I'm going to be highlighting various aspects of the book that I find really interesting and a lot of fun, just to give you a little taste on what this book has to offer. So with all that being said, be gentle. It's the first time I've tried doing this, but the race that I decided to go with is the Geppettin. Ever a joy to children, Geppettin resemble living playthings made of wood, cloth, and porcelain. Though easily mistaken for puppets, Geppettin are not manipulated by a just-out-of-sight puppeteer. They are animated, sentient, and independent. So, Geppettin, what's the TLDR on the Geppettin? They're a rare race, but they are vast enough in numbers to justify them being their own race rather than like a sub-race to, let's say, like a Warforged or something like that. They are created, although it does mention in the flavor text that they can come to life on their own, but it doesn't really detail exactly how that works, probably leaving it open to the player to help flavor their backstory. Their subraces are determined by the material that they were created with. You have the bisque, which are porcelain, marionettes that are wood, and raggedy, well, they're fabrics. Made out of fabrics, of course. Blech. Something else I found interesting was how they get their names. Like other constructs, Geppettin rarely name themselves. Typically, a construct has no conception that living creatures obsessively name everything, and have a name bestowed upon them. In this case, Geppettin are normally named by children, or are given terms of endearment by adults. And it gives you some examples, be it like Cuddles, Patches, or Teddy. So let's go over some of their traits. You get a +1 to dexterity and charisma. They don't age. Alignment is also determined by the material that they're created with. Raggedy's are good. Bisques are evil. Marionettes are neutral, which, you know, of course, you can do whatever you want in terms of alignment, but that's just probably what they recommend. 25 feet walking speed. They got their short little stubby legs, of course. Small in size, superior dark vision, construct anatomy. They're immune to non-magical disease. They do not need to eat or breathe, but they are capable of ingesting food and drink. They don't need to sleep, but they do enter an inactive state for about 4 hours. But they can also be put down by sleep-inducing magic. Innocuous. Advantage on deception checks made to appear as a mundane toy. They know common and a language based on their creator's race. So again, little thing you can use to flavor your backstory. It can be made by anything. So let's go through their subraces really quick. As you can see, look at this. Who wouldn't want to at least try this out once? I could see it being really fun having a campaign full of just like Geppettin. I think that'd be pretty cool. Bisque. Geppettin are a form of porcelain doll crafted with exacting specifications and often luxurious clothing material. Though they are designed to look as realistic as possible, they are often thought to be the most terrifying of Geppettin due to their lifeless visage. Though their faces are often very fragile, their construction is generally much harder than their brethren. Got a +1 to Constitution. China doll, any wisdom insight check made to discern your true emotions has disadvantage. Of course, got their creepy little porcelain face. Surprise attack, which I thought was pretty interesting. Essentially, you get an additional 2d6 damage during your first turn in combat, and when you hit a creature that's surprised by you. So that could work pretty well with I think it's an assassin rogue, and of course you can only use it once a combat. So I think that synergizes pretty well with the assassin rogue. I think that'd be pretty cool. Terrifying. Your lifeless eyes and face tend to instill fear in people, often without even trying. You gain proficiency in the intimidation skill and have advantage on any charisma intimidation rolls in which you are attempting to scare someone that was not initially aware you are alive, which kind of makes sense. We also have the marionette. Marionettes are made mostly out of wood with painted faces and carved clothing. Due to their construction, their joined limbs are quite flexible, and they are known to be fantastic dancers. +1 to dexterity. Flipped strings. You can manipulate your old strings using them to attack. When you make a melee attack with a light weapon, on your turn, the weapon gains the reach property if it didn't already have it. Seems like that'd be a lot of fun to try using. Pantomime. Fitted with strings, all marionettes are taught to dance. You gain proficiency in the performance skill and have advantage on charisma performance checks made to dance. Makes sense with what they're going with. Raggedy. Raggedy Geppettin, also commonly called plushies, are a form of stuffed or soft doll. Though they often look humanoid, they may also look like animals, monsters, or any other form of anthropomorphic creature. Wow, my brain just died on that one. Again, +1 to charisma. Adorable. Raggedy, before coming to life, were designed to be appealing to children. As such, you gain proficiency in the persuasion skill and have advantage on all charisma persuasion rolls to make against children or other humanoids that are fond of cute things. Probably won't work on the big bad, but I'm sure that'll definitely have some uses in game. Stuffed with fluff. Raggedy are filled with a lightweight soft material. When you take bludgeoning damage, you can use a reaction to gain resistance to the damage, and you are also knocked 5 feet away from the source of the damage. That's pretty cool. You can gain resistance to a damage type using your reaction, of course, but I think it's pretty cool that it knocks you 5 feet away. I mean, if you're getting hit by a giant club or something, and a little stuffed animal, it kind of makes sense that you'd fly away. So, what do I think of the Geppettin? Personally, I really want to try being like Ranger Rogue Bisque with a surprise attack and being able to freak people out because they don't know that you're alive. And I've had terrible experiences with the Child's Play, Chucky movies. So I got a thing against, little dolls or toys like that. But I think that'd be really fun to RP. But then again, Raggedy, I mean, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Oh, that a lot of cool things that could be done with this race. With that being said, that concludes the first video coverage that we have on Valda Spire of Secrets. Really appreciate you guys checking this out, and I encourage everyone to check out the backer kit because you can order the PDF right now for this book. And I'll also be tossing the links to all the other Mage Hand Press stuff. They were really cool when I told them that I wanted to make a video on this. They were very supportive. And yeah, I just want to pay it forward a little bit. Again, you got a lot to look forward to in this book. I can't wait for the next video because I'll be going over something that is near and dear to me. So with that being said, have yourselves a good day and stay safe, everyone.